The title of this presentation is Our Voice, Our Actions. For the past two meetings, we have focused on the theme, our voice must be heard. But before a voice can be heard in the world, it must first be cultivated within us. For our voice to truly have an impact, it requires two things from us today: information and formation. Information is about the head, what we know. It is the data, the facts, the guidelines, and the strategy. Information gives us the tools and knowledge to advance our mission with clarity and purpose. It answers the question, what are we doing? Formation is about the heart, who we are becoming. It is our spiritual growth, our relationships, our values, and our commitment to God's call. Formation shapes our character and fuels our passion. It answers the question, why are we doing it? Information fills our minds with what we need to share. Formation shapes our hearts so that we have the conviction and authenticity to share it. But there is a third element that flows naturally from information and formation. And that is witness. Witness is what others see. It is the information lived out and formation made visible. Our witness is found in the way we speak to one another, support one another, forgive one another, and live the sacrament every day. Information forms our understanding. Formation shapes our hearts. Witness reveals whether we truly believe what we say. Because ultimately our voice is heard most clearly not through our words, but through our lives. But when our witness moves beyond words and becomes action, our message becomes a movement.
Think about someone whose voice you trust. Is it simply because they know a lot? Or is it because of who they are and how they live? Usually, it's both. We trust them because what they say and how they live are aligned. Their words have weight because their lives give those words credibility. Same is true for us. The church and the world will hear our voice only when they see our witness. But when information and formation come together, our voice becomes a powerful instrument of change. Today, we will focus on both the inspiration that forms us and the information that equips us for our mission.
So in March, we traveled to Rome for the official recognition ceremony at the Dicastery of Our Lady and Family and Life. During his remarks, Cardinal Farrell shared that Pope Leo has repeatedly stated that marriage, married life, and family are among the most important realities in the life of the Church, both now and in the future. The following day, we were blessed to attend an audience with Pope Leo. In his remarks, the Holy Father encouraged us to continue our important work of proclaiming the value of marriage and holy orders to the world. Recognition from the Holy See means that an Order-like Marriage Encounter is not simply another program within the Church. It means the Church officially entrusts us with an important mission. This decree is more than a legal document. It's a spiritual commissioning. We are being sent as missionary disciples. The Church is looking at us and saying, we need your voice. Cardinal Farrell's reflection invites us to see where the heart of the Church truly beats. not only in the cathedrals, but in living rooms and bedrooms, not only at the altar, but around the family table. Think about that. The Holy Father is reminding us that the way spouses love, forgive, heal, communicate, and sacrifice for one another is not secondary for the church's mission. It is central to it. Your marriage is holy ground. And that holiness is not meant to remain private. Our marriages are called to become a visible witness to God's faithful love. Long before people attended a marriage encounter experience, read a brochure, or visit a website, they encountered us. They encountered the way we treat one another. They encounter our joy. They encounter our commitment. They encounter our witness. For many people, we may be the closest example of sacramental marriage they ever see.
In our Catholic tradition, the church itself is described as a relationship, the bride and the bridegroom. If married couples are silent, the church loses one of its clearest reflections of God's love. That is why our voice must be heard. Not because we want bigger numbers, not because we want greater visibility, but because strong marriages help reveal the love of God to the world. When we speak, we do so with the authority and witness of the sacrament we live every day. The Vatican did not recognize us simply to honor our past. It recognized us because the church believes in our future. It is because, the church understands that faith is often transmitted through relationship, and relationship is at the very heart of our movement's charism. That charism, faith through relationship.
In May, we had the privilege of representing all North America, all of you, at the World Council meeting in Fiji. There we experienced firsthand what worldwide marriage encounter truly means. Secretariats from around the world gathered with one common mission: to proclaim the value of marriage and holy orders in the church and in the world. Leaders from Asia, the Pacific, Europe, Latin America, and North America shared their hopes, challenges, struggles, and successes. The challenges vary from country to country. Some are far greater than what we experience here. Yet what united everyone was a shared faith and shared conviction. Our voice can make a difference. What struck us most was that every sacrament spoke a different language, lived in a different culture, and faced different challenges. Yet the strongest thing we shared was not a strategy. It wasn't a program. It was our witness. The witness of couples and priests living their vocation faithfully. That witness speaks the same in every single language.
When we say our voice must be heard, we must ask ourselves, what kind of voice are we offering? The most influential voices are not necessarily the loudest. They are the most authentic. A voice without relationship is simply noise. A voice rooted in relationship has the power to change hearts. And a voice supported by an authentic witness becomes almost impossible to ignore. In today's world, many people are skeptical of institutions, programs, and even words themselves. What they are searching for is authenticity. They want to know, does this really work? Our answer is not found in a brochure or a website. It's found in our lives. Our witness gives credibility to our message. When people see couples who continue to choose each other, communicate honestly, forgive generously, and grow together in faith, they begin to believe that a healthy, life-giving marriage is still possible. Witness turns information into invitation. This is the essence of our charism, faith through relationship. People don't care how much we know until they know how much we care. Because our faith is lived through our love, listening, and genuine connection. Our voice carries a unique credibility. We are not just offering a weekend experience. We are inviting people into a way of living that reflects the love of God. When marriages grow stronger, trust grows stronger. And where trust exists, the gospel can be heard.
Worldwide Marriage Encounter is entering a new season, a season marked by greater credibility, greater visibility, and greater responsibility within the life of the church. Our voice must be heard not for our sake, but because marriages, families, young adults, and communities are searching for hope, healing, stability, and authentic witness. Our mission remains urgently needed. The church is calling for stronger accompaniment of marriage and families, and we have been entrusted with helping provide it. If formation tells us who we are and witness reveals what we believe, then the next question is clear. What do we do with this gift and responsibility? That's where action begins.
Recognition by the Holy See is not simply an honor. It is affirmation that this mission matters deeply to the church. The church is calling us forward, not backward. This is a moment to step confidently into the mission we have been entrusted with. Too often we hear that dioceses are approached, dioceses, parishes, and ministries very timidly. How many of you have asked, how can we help? While we should always serve with humility, we must also recognize who we are. We must become a version of ourselves that does not yet exist. We are trusted partners in strengthening marriage and family life. We are not an add-on ministry. We are part of the solution to one of the greatest needs facing the church today.
So think about it. Without marriage, there is no family. Without family, there are no future priests and religious. Without families and priests, there is no church. Around the world, marriages are facing isolation, distraction, secularism, and discouragement. Families, including young adults, are longing for connection, healing, and hope. The world is filled with messages that weaken marriage. The church needs voices that strengthen it. Worldwide Marriage Encounter offers something our world desperately needs: authentic encounter, communication, sacramental renewal, and hope.
Our mission cannot remain hidden. The time has come for us to step forward with confidence and be seen, heard, and experienced. That means being visible in our parishes, in diocesan ministries, on social media, at conferences, in our communities, and through personal invitation, because visibility is evangelization.
If people never hear about the mission, they can never encounter it. We must stop underestimating the power of our witness. Every joyful marriage is a testimony. Every couple who continues to choose love through difficult seasons is a testimony. Every priest who faithfully lives his vocation is a testimony. In a culture that often expects relationships to fail, faithful witness becomes its powerful form of evangelization. People may forget our presentations. They may never forget, and they may forget our statistics, but they will remember the couples and clergy whose life reflected hope, joy, and authenticity. The church needs to see joyful marriages. Families need to see sacramental love being lived. The support of the Holy See should not lead to pride. It should lead to confidence. Jesus tells us in Matthew 5:14, "You are the light of the world. A light is not meant to be hidden. Neither is our mission. We are not called to wait quietly for invitations. We are called to go forth and be present."
Every person in this room has a voice that matters in your parish, in your diocese, in your community, and in the church. When you return home, ask yourselves, where is our voice missing? Who have we not reached? What partnerships can we build? How can we become more visible? How can we make marriage ministry impossible to ignore? We must move from maintenance to mission. The future of Worldwide Marriage Encounter will not be built on comfort. It will be built on courage, on visibility, and on a united commitment to leadership and mission. This is about far more than our own experiences. It is about restoring hope to marriages and strengthening the future of the church. Our voice will not be heard because we speak louder than others. It will be heard because our words are supported by our actions. It will be heard because our message is supported by our integrity. And it will be heard because our witness reflects the love we proclaim. People are not looking for experts in marriage. They are looking for evidence that love can endure. Every faithful marriage in this movement is that evidence.
The strongest voice Worldwide Marriage Encounter possesses is not found in our publications, our social media, or any of our presentations. It's found in the couples and priests faithfully living their vocation every day. The church did not recognize Worldwide Marriage Encounter because of what we have accomplished. It recognized us because of what we are still called to accomplish. We are stewards of something very, very sacred. The world doesn't need perfect marriages. The world needs authentic witness. Witnesses who keep choosing each other, who keep growing, who keep trusting God's grace, whose lives and people ask, what do they have that I want? When our witness matches our words, our voice will not only be heard, it will inspire others to believe. The world needs strong marriages. The church needs strong families. Strong families begin with couples who choose one another every day. And those couples need witnesses who will walk beside them and show them what is possible. When we leave here, we should leave here united, visible, and courageous. One body, one voice, and confident in the mission entrusted to us. The question is no longer whether worldwide marriage encounter has a place in the church. The church answered that question. The question now is, what will we do with this opportunity? Notre voix doit se faire entendre. Uria muksorigita junhe ia yam ham vida. Nuestro voz debe ser escuchada. Our voice must be heard. And if I really messed up the languages, forgive me. We have a dialogue question for you. What would we personally do with this opportunity to let our voice be heard? How do I feel about my answer?